Hi, so I recently rewatched the 2010 movie The Social Network, and I had this idea for a video where I was going to fact check it, and I started getting kind of into the weeds of the research process, but then I realized that Slidebean already did that about 7 months ago. And while their video was pretty good, I honestly feel like it was missing the big conclusion. Mark is portrayed as a sexist loser with no friends and no girlfriend, despite the fact that he'd been dating his current wife basically since he started Facebook.
And I mean, the reality for people who know me is I've actually been dating the same girl since before I started Facebook.
And while he did blog about his ex-girlfriend on the night he made the Face Bash website, they added the comment about his ex-girlfriend's boobs. You can find Zuckerberg's old blog that he made while making Face Bash, and he never mentioned that. I think the main problem with the movie is that while Zuckerberg was an asshole, the movie lied about how much of an asshole he was. Eduardo Saverin is Mark's best friend and the guy he goes to get the money for Facebook, which we'll get into him further in the video. And the third main character are the Winklevoss twins. They're kind of one character. And in this movie, they're basically portrayed as strong chads who get screwed over by Zuckerberg. Despite the fact that in real life, these two are shit. They would be nothing without their father's money. Like they had a crypto exchange that they pulled their own funds off of before they froze customer withdrawals. One of the Winklevoss twins was also quoted as saying that fact-checking was a form of censorship. You got a source for that, bro? Them getting money from Facebook for stealing an idea? It would not happen without a settlement and their father's money. And of course, the three best scenes in the movie that I think everyone remembers are the first conversation Zuckerberg has with his girlfriend, the last conversation that Zuckerberg tries to initiate with his girlfriend. It's kind of like a Citizen Kane moment where you realize that he gave up all the good in life in order to become wealthy. That's definitely what they were playing off of when they wrote it. And the third is the fuck you flip-flop scene.
You think we were gonna let you parade around in your ridiculous suits pretending you were running this company?
Sorry! My Prada's at the cleaners! Along with my hoodie and my fuck you flip-flops, you pretentious douchebag!
And that moment makes Eduardo look really cool, which kind of makes sense because the primary source for the entire movie and the book it's based off of was Eduardo before he signed an NDA with Facebook and stopped talking to the author. And because of that, the movie kind of paints Eduardo as just an angel who got screwed over. Something that they don't mention is like when he freezes the company's bank account, it caused the Zuckerbergs to lose $85,000. Him being separate from the company in New York was causing a lot of delays. As Zuckerberg even mentions in the movie, he wasn't doing his job. The round of funding where he actually got screwed out of the company was after Peter Thiel, who is a complete asshole in itself, made a $500,000 investment into the company for 7% of it. Now let's do some quick maths here.
2 + 2 is 4, minus 1, that's 3, quick maths.
$500,000 for 7% values the company at $7 million. And Eduardo owned 30%. He had $2 million locked in a company that he was barely working at. Like, the big scene in where Eduardo says that his share was diluted down to 0.3%.
And what was your ownership share diluted down to?
0.03%.
Yeah, that was a lie. It was diluted down to 10% of the company. And mind you, this is a company he wasn't at. He was in New York doing an internship. And the fact that he wasn't working at the company was going to be a hurdle for them in future investor rounds. Honestly, it was a dick move, but I completely understand Zuckerberg's decision. And the fact that he just signed over his shares to be converted into a different kind of share that was subject to dilution, it really just shows you how little he knew about what he was getting into. Dilution is like a day one thing for anyone working in Silicon Valley. Of course you'd check it. Now you could say that Facebook violated their fiduciary duty to Eduardo by giving him basically bad papers to sign, which is fair and is why the suit was settled. But still, I don't think the movie went into how dumb of a mistake it was, like how easy it was for Zuckerberg to screw him out of it, because it's like what you would know day one. And this movie got an Oscar for best writing. And I've tried to tell a lot of people like that I knew in real life that I was like making this video and like doing the research, and most of them just didn't care that it wasn't true. I mean, even people who've cited like this movie as a matter of fact to me, did not care the many factual inaccuracies within the movie. And I don't know, I think that's a problem, that we just don't hold media to the high standard. But, you know, overall, the toughest part for me to gripe with is that it's basically just a bunch of rich people grabbing money from a company, and that's kind of seen as like the biggest scandal in Facebook history. And that's what we focus on when we want to like talk about like why Facebook is bad. I mean, there's some other things as well, don't get me wrong, but this is like one of the things, like people will say like, oh, the founding was, you know, he screwed a lot of people to found it. And yeah, he did. But remember, this website caused a genocide. They caused a genocide, and we're talking about rich white dudes who missed out on a couple $1 million. Everyone involved in this story got paid, but the people who got screwed by Facebook in real life, like, you know, not losing, you know, a percentage of their net worth to Zuckerberg, but like, you know, actual life destroying scandals in Facebook, they're just screwed. They don't have rich lawyers to go sue the site. I mean, you can probably tell this is a second channel video and that the jokes are the last thing that I put into scripts, because if they're not, I get too attached and am unable to cut them. I don't know. I just figured that this was like way too interesting to just die on the cutting room floor. So I hope you liked this video. Subscribe if you want more adventures from videos that didn't get made, or anything that wasn't good enough for the main channel. Basically, seconds. Yeah, subscribe for the sloppy seconds. Oh, and who said I wasn't writing jokes until the end of the video?